What's good, guys? It's Ilsun 4K, and you know why you're here, and I know why you're here. Because you've seen it, and I've seen it. 1988's Night of the Demons. Yes, as we continue onward with this month-long special of horror movies that take place on Halloween, HORROR-WEEN, we get to this magical affair that asks the ultimate question that no one ever thought to ask and gives us a wonderful answer. What would happen if you took National Lampoon's Animal House and combined it with Sam Raimi's Evil Dead? You get Night of the Demons. Yes, this is a movie that manages to perfectly blend both sides of the movies I just described, absolutely to the point where it's enjoyable and watchable, and as campy as it is for an 80s film, it is as funny as it is impressive in the visual effects. We got some awesome makeup here, we got some corny humor, we got some great 80s stereotypes of the individuals and the characters cast in this, and I mean, everything is perfect, right down to the visualizations. Again, perfect combination of both of them. We're gonna go over this film right now, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It's Ilsun 4K, and we're moving onward for my HORROR-WEEN month-long special, which is of course a month-long celebration of horror movies that take place on Halloween, so make sure you follow because we're gonna do a lot more. It's Ilsun 4K. Okay, so this plot is kind of cool because it has to, mishmash together both elements of each genre, both comedy and horror, and be cohesive enough that, we can get through it without rolling our eyes too much. And to be quite honest, it does that fairly well. We get a shot of the teenage outcast Angela Franklin and her best friend Suzanne, who decide they're going to be the cool ones this year on Halloween and throw a party at Hull House. What's Hull House? Is it a frat house? No, it's actually a mortuary that was abandoned from its gruesome past and rumored to be cursed by evil spirits. Yes, you see where we're going. On the way there, we meet the new individuals, Stooge, Helen, and Roger, as they drive past an elderly man who is carrying some groceries. Stooge decides to taunt the old man by showing his buttocks out the window, and by his buttocks, I mean he's wearing a Halloween-themed pair of underwear with a jack-o'-lantern, and this startles the old man and makes him fall to the ground, as he then shows that he actually has apples and razor blades in his bag, and says they'll get what they pay for it this year, and they'll get what they deserve. And that's really messed up if you know what he's insinuating. So, anyway, we cut to Judy Cassidy and her boyfriend Jay Jansen, who's actually like the Barbie and Ken of this in the grand scheme of things, Jay being the prick Ken guy, and then we meet their friends Max and Francine as they head over to the party. When they all arrive, Judy's ex-boyfriend Sal actually crashes the party because while Judy was getting ready, Sal showed up to the house and actually bribed her little brother to tell them where they were going for $1. What a time to be alive in the 80s that you could bribe someone with $1 to go do some stalker shit like that. My God. So anyway, the party starts off dancing, and then the radio decides to die out mysteriously, despite the fact Stooge swears he just put batteries in the thing. Angela, decked in full gothic witch attire, decides to then hold a seance as a party game, and things go a little awry when she decides to play a game where you look in a mirror and can see where your past life is, and Helen actually sees a demon in the mirror and screams and makes everybody freak out after the mirror turns black, only to fall to the ground and shatter in pieces. The group then suddenly hears a whole bunch of noise below them despite everybody being in the room together, and the demon that was free inside of this place escapes the crematorium it was sealed in and possesses a distracted Suzanne. That's right, we got possession in this shit, just like Evil Dead. The group then searches around the house, and a possessed Suzanne forcefully kisses Angela to make the demon manifest in her too. That's right, lesbian action. It's awesome. Suddenly, Judy discovers that Jay only invited her to have sex because he heard that she had sex with somebody else. Gasp. He abandons her in a room only for her to apparently be locked in it, which is really weird. Roger and Helen then go outside to try and leave and find no exit where there was an exit when they came in before, and then Helen disappears and a demon calls out Roger's name as he locks himself inside of the car. Stooge then wanders with Suzanne to find a bathroom where he gets locked outside, where her face transforms and she smashes a mirror before disappearing. A confused Stooge finds Angela seductively dancing in front of the fireplace and begins to dance with her, but then when he moves in for the kiss, she possesses him and bites off his tongue and spits it out. Hardcore shit. Like I said, lots of cool effects in this film. Meanwhile, we see Jay wandering off to find Suzanne in a bathroom with her breasts out and distorted lipstick all over her face and nipple. Really, this is some fucked up shit. I mean, like, he decides on top of all this to have sex with her in the middle of this manic episode, figuring she's drunk. While they have sex, she reveals her inner demonic appearance to him and gouges his eyes out. This is, again, like the second film, I think, on this, or third film on this HORROR-WEEN special that has somebody getting their eyes ripped out. What the fuck? Another thing we definitely have to talk about, because you know I'm a fan of it, is the makeup effects in this. fantastically well done makeup effects. The way the individuals turn and are able to turn from human and then turn back again is really neat. A lot of effort and time making it so that way the two could jump back and forth, much like the Demon in Evil Dead, as I've mentioned with the comparisons. But just the faces are so mean and ogreish, and the teeth are overgrown, and the gore scenes where people get decapitated and amputated and spread out all over the place, really awesome. Again, they didn't have to do that. They could have made this movie really, really lackluster, but in the 80s, everybody was trying hard, even movies like this. And again, practical effects are just as good as the overall, quirky dick and fart joke comedy, in my opinion. The possessed stooge then finds Max and Franny having sex in a coffin and murders them both. Oh man, this is a gruesome one. They slam the coffin on him. Oh man, everybody's just getting possessed. Again, this is, like I said, it reminds me of Evil Dead meets Animal House here. I think we're all starting to see the comparison. So Sal becomes horrified when he sees Angela putting her hands in the fire to keep herself warm and actually literally burns her fingers off. We then see Roger, who has fallen asleep, is then woken from Helen's body crashing on the car after being thrown outside. The two manage to free Judy, but are split up when the now openly demonic Angela and awesome face paint, holy crap, I mean makeup I should say, is amazing looking. Hiding from Angela, Sal and Judy discover Suzanne and Jay's body before Sal is thrown out of the window. Judy escapes and she evades the demons throughout the house. When she attempts to climb out, Angela tries to kill her because of course, and Sal appears to fight her off and they both fall off of the roof, with Sal being impaled on the spike in one of the corniest puns in horror movie history being made. Judy and Roger are then chased by the demons, and they decide to lock themselves in the crematorium where they discover the truth of all this demonic force. Just as Angela and Stooge break down the door, she uses a pipe funneling gas and ignites it to torch them, which drives them away. That's some real resourceful stuff right there. Again, like I said, got this slapsticky vibe. They then escape upstairs and are cornered by the demons, including a burnt Angela and Stooge from the previous attempts, and the demon possessed the undead bodies of Suzanne, Jay, Max, Franny, and Sal. Like I said, real Evil Dead vibes, everybody gets it. Sorry to keep on comparing. Roger smashes through a window that leads them outside and they begin to climb up a wall by grabbing on the barbed wire around it, but the demons try to drag down Judy by her ankles. Roger successfully pulls Judy up, and they escape over the wall as the sun rises to destroy the possessed corpses and banish the demons back to hell. A severely shaken Judy and Roger walk home together as they pass by the same elderly man in the very beginning who watches them with contempt, stating, "Oh my god, I can't believe you two are out so late, da 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 da." So this old man from the intro decides to then go home and eats one of his wife's homemade pies for breakfast, only to realize too late that she used the apples that he actually hid the razor blades in, which he intended to use on the trick-or-treaters. The blades graphically, and I mean graphically, slice through his throat, killing him, and his wife casually approaches the dead body to kiss his head, saying, "Happy Halloween, dear," letting her know you're a mean old man and I'm gonna fuck your shit up. And it's a reminder that nothing good's to mean old men, alright? Nothing good happens to mean old men. So as you can see, this is pretty much just, like I said, a great combination of National Lampoon's Animal House and Evil Dead, with the way you have these party rowdy individuals, young people, of course, high school, college-age kids, looking to party somewhere, so they go to a house, and instead of a frat house, they happen to go to the haunted house, which, by the way, this movie's working title was actually Halloween Party before they came to this. Fun little fact there. But you have all of this, and then you have the possession of the individuals like in Evil Dead. We never see the actual demon's form. We only see the possessed human form. And of course, in the beginning, there is that dead giveaway, no pun intended, the point of view camera that looks just like a copy and paste version, albeit cheap version, of the Evil Dead point of view camera. Again, none of this is really done poorly. It's campy and it's fine, but it's just amazing how well they were able to combine the two elements of these movies and make the plot so enjoyable. Again, gotta give it credit. It is peak 80s cheese. So filming for this movie was probably a lot of fun. Of course, this movie was filmed nowhere else besides Los Angeles. It started on April 8th, 1987 under the working title Halloween Party. Believe it or not, this movie was actually picked up by Paragon Arts International, and before it received a nationwide release, it was released regionally, and the film actually debuted in the Detroit market of September 9th, 1988, and went throughout the country until June 1989, grossing a total of $3.1 million. As far as home reviews went, one critical review aggregator of Rotten Tomatoes said Night of the Demons holds a 36% approval rating based on the 11 critic reviews with the average rating of 4.8 out of 10. The Washington Post criticized the film as a convergence of stereotypes and cliches, which is of course why we love it. New York Times reported that the cleverest thing about Night of the Demons is its advertising campaign, which to my understanding was actually quite the thing to behold, and it's as stupid as it is sexist. At 89 minutes, it feels unforgivably long. Quite honestly, not many people like this film. Not many people did like the 80s films when they first came out. Their cult following would come much later on. This would be one of them. Again, this was not a slasher film at the time, so it was really hard for it to compete, but it was still well done, and I loved it. But critics across the globe did not. And really, that's one of the greatest movies from the 80s not enough people talk about, Night of the Demons. I really have been meaning to watch this movie for a couple of years. I just watched it this year because when I decided to do this HORROR-WEEN special, which is of course my month-long celebration about horror movies that take place on Halloween that you can catch right here, so make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be talking about that again. When I decided to do this, I decided to sneak out something I hadn't seen before, and this was it. And this was awesome. Again, the combination of the horror and the comedy is flawlessly well done. Absolutely over-the-top 80s cheese. It's not winning any Academy Awards or anything like that. But for what this is supposed to be, a Halloween party night movie with a bunch of crazy shit going on with a bunch of young people that were just trying to get drunk and laid, phenomenally well done. Very unique. Almost pretty much a sexploitation film with slapstick comedy thrown in there. And I don't know any other way to put it other than you have to see it because it's a classic. The ending is pretty cool. The entire story development, character arcs, you're not looking for a whole lot with this. Again, it's just a one-night slasher film where majority of the cast does die in the end. Is just great. The character stereotypes are also just perfect. You have the pretty oblivious blonde girl, the sensitive blonde girl, the over-the-top, crazy heavy-set dude who runs around and gets belligerently drunk, has the anarchy sprayed on his jacket. There's a lot of homage to punk bands in this. We see some stickers from the Dead Kennedys. There's actually an Exodus sticker on the back of one of the Mustangs. There's a classic Mustang in this because of course there is. Again, very well done and well put together. 80s movie that follows every horror movie and comedy trope that you could have while still being enjoyable, and I definitely recommend you watch it. Make sure you follow me because we're doing a HORROR-WEEN special, which is of course horror movies that take place on Halloween all month long on my YouTube channel, and this is one of them, but we're doing a lot more, so make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you catch me every Thursday night, 9 p.m, twitch.tv/IllSun4K, Total Terror-thon Thursday, doing horror gaming all through the month of October and just streaming that date, usually everywhere, as well as doing a late night Saturday stream, 10:30, 11 p.m. So make sure you're there. Thanks for watching, guys, for my HORROR-WEEN special. It's IllSun4K. Look forward to seeing you for more.